Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, the strong style nerd, strong style cinephile. The episode opens with Sophie and the wrongly accused Jacob talking to a Dr. Campbell, a sciencey guy, who they'd like to testify to the fact that Mouse can and did impersonate Jacob, leading to his arrest. Doctor isn't feeling this at first, but when he relents when Sophie says that they have Mouse in custody under constant watch, and the doc wants to interview him to go see what's up. Back at the crow's nest, Sophie tells folks that it's open season on Alice. Meanwhile, Luke and Mary are trying to get Beth medical attention to see what's up with her migraines and stuff, but have to get through a crow's checkpoint to do so. And when they're stopped and searched, Batwoman helps them escape. Apparently, according to Vesper Fairchild, the crows have gotten very Gestapo-ish in recent weeks, looking for Alice, going door to door and constant searches and checkpoints and all that kind of fun stuff. Alice, meanwhile, kills a crow for his uniform and experiences a migraine, same as Beth. Now, in Wayne Tower, Mary tries to figure out what the issue is. Now, Beth, the astrophysicist, amongst her other degrees, is thinking that it has to do with doppelgangers occupying the same Earth. They can't do that. One's got to go. Mary figures out that the women only have 7 hours to live. I was surprised, actually, that it wasn't like 45 minutes to fit in with the time frame of the show, but hours is what they got. Kate implores the team to find a solution while she tries to go get Sophie to call off the dogs. Alice, meanwhile, goes to free Mouse. That is until she learns of Beth's existence. Then her priorities kind of change. Kate and Sophie do have words, but Sophie refuses to back down. As Team Batwoman tries to figure a solution, Alice walks in and meets her duplicate. She attempts to throw a knife at her, but Kate catches it. A migraine attack on both of them allows Alice to escape. One thing they did figure out in the midst of that scene before, Alice came in and threw a figurative grenade into the situation is that one of the duplicates has to live, one of them has to die. I guess more or less confirmed that this is the case. And it was something that we all theorized once we saw things go down in the last episode. Back in prison, Jacob gets attacked by Alice's once top hench guy until he's bailed out by the inmate that has been harassing him, which Jacob, of course, now owes the guy a favor. Interesting to see how that plays out. Now back at Mary's clinic, Alice shows up wanting to get Mary to heal her before knocking Mary out. Now the sciencey guy, meanwhile, visits Mouse and we find out that it's actually his father. He's not dead. He perfected the Mission Impossible false face gimmick and has led a pretty successful life. He now wants to get back at Alice and wants Mouse to give her up, which Mouse really isn't game to do. Meanwhile, Mary manages to fight back against Alice and cuff her to one of the beds, leaving her in the clinic, and she's leaving with what appears to be a cure in hand. If you remember the cure-all flower thingy from episodes ago when Mary's mom was killed, the fact that it's coursing through Mary, blood, sciencey, plot stuff, cure. Here we go. Though Mary did goof, leaving the phone within reach of Alice, who uses it to contact the crows and drop a dime on her doppelganger's location. And back in Wayne Tower, the crows arrive, causing the team to flee into the Batcave, revealing Kate's identity to Beth. And Beth is actually awestruck and envious of Kate and her role as Batwoman and what she goes through to save people who she doesn't know. Now, Kate soon meets with Mary and receives the cure and the stark reality of her situation, the fact that she will have to save one and doom the other. After some deliberation, Kate decides on Beth, leading to actually a pretty nice executed scene with Kate sitting with what she believes to be a dying Alice. Now Beth is saved and is sent out of town with Luke by motorcycle, and things actually almost look like they were going to take a turn for the worse, with Sophie lining up Beth in her sniper sights and looking like she's about to pull the trigger, which actually would have been very interesting if she did, but she relents, I guess, kind of remembering the conversation she had with Kate earlier and kind of thinking about the impression that she wants to leave on the people, the kind of person she wants to be, being in charge of the crows and that sort of thing. So she backs down. Turns out Beth gets shot anyway by Dr. Campbell, sciencey guy, who's apparently a crack marksman, thinking that he, in fact, killed Alice, but he didn't. So that leads to the ending and the fact that we go back to Kate sitting with Alice, who she thinks is dying, but because of Beth getting killed, Alice is insta-healed and proceeds to be really, really angry with her sister and knocks her out. End of the episode. So, a whole lot to unpack in this episode. I think it was pretty well done as far as the stakes. It sucks that they killed off an interesting character in Beth, although some people in some of the message boards that I've gone to have speculated that maybe some of Beth's good side will somehow creep into Alice's bad side and kind of cause a conflict, maybe like a Jekyll and Hyde type of conflict. 'Cause apparently in the comics, Alice has like a split personality disorder, so will that be a factor on the show? Like I said, it would have been interesting if Sophie had actually taken the shot and taken out who she thought was Alice and actually turned out to be Beth. I mean, I'm surprised the CW didn't jump on that gold mine of drama and that they could have strung out for however many episodes of as they go through the whole will they won't they of Kate and Sophie. Because one thing Beth did say is she knows who Kate's soulmate is, or at least her soulmate on her Earth. Doesn't spill the beans to Kate, wants it to like be a surprise. Of course, some people are guessing that, you know, it's Sophie or whatever. I mean, things are gonna go that way. We all know that. We all know how this stuff works. It's just a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And will it be a stupid plot when they do eventually go that way? The idea that the crazed, you know, surgeon guy, Dr. Campbell, of course in this identity, is still around, is interesting, kind of curious to see where they go because of his hate for Alice and his capture of Mouse, kind of how that's going to go, and then how Kate is going to play a part in it. Is it going to be, as some people, again, on some of the message boards I go to, some people have some pretty good ideas. Somebody suggests maybe it's going to be like a three-way battle in the end. I don't know. I was kind of, I don't know, I'm on the fence. I guess I'm tired of Alice at this point, or at least as much Alice as we're getting. We're not getting enough just other baddies mixed in, I don't think, or at least they're not significant. Like, the Executioner dude was weak. Magpie was potentially good, but the costume was just weak, and just the execution was just weak, I thought. In the next episode, we're going to get a vampire-themed villain that has kind of a sketchy history, if you go by the comics, and some people's reaction to certain comics and certain events of comics, and sexual assault between characters and some sort of, you know, some things. You look up Nocturne, I mean, there's some stuff there. Will they, I imagine they will rewrite it some kind of way for the show, but, you know, is she going to be a decent villain remains to be seen. I just want some rogues to pop up and have them be good, decent ones that they don't just blow their wad on like they did with the Flash more often than not, and not have them able to come back or be repeated threats. That's what I want. That's what they do in comics. That's what I want for my comic book shows, not just burn through stuff, burn through characters, one and doneing them. But, I mean, that's just, it remains to be seen how they do it. Like I said, they could have done some interesting drama with Sophie taking out Beth. They didn't. Now we've got Alice's and Mouse's tormentor back on the scene. Remains to be seen where they go with that, how he gets tied up with Kate in the end. And Kate and Luke look kind of peppy and upbeat in the promo for the next episode, because they're going to have a party to lure out this, you know, villain. It's kind of interesting to see that, and then given the closing moments of this episode and how tragic they were, I'm kind of interested. I'm assuming the next episode will pick up like right moments, minutes, seconds after Beth took the bullet. So how will Kate react to that? Is that going to be something that Luke actually keeps to himself, thus creating drama between Kate and Luke at a certain point in time, where Kate's going to like tell Luke to kick rocks, and then next you know he's going to be, you know, that's what sends him down the rabbit hole of his Batwing identity from the comics, which again, we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. So lots of things they kicked off with this episode, different ways they could go. I've seen mixed reviews on it. I thought it was a decent episode, handled pretty decently. Good performances all around from lots of the people. So I'm with it. I mean, of course, I'm going to stick around and watch this the whole season so I could talk about it, but I'm not forcing myself to watch it like I am more often than not these days on The Flash. I'm actually interested to kind of see where they go. Again, if the show in its first freshman season eventually finds its footing, finds its groove, finds its voice, and just starts cranking out just really, really good episodes, a la the second half of season 1 of Arrow on into season 2. Remains to be seen. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this episode, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me, social media, you can see it there. And yeah, I have videos coming. Gotta catch up, gotta get consistent. I know. Working at it. Meantime, let us geek.